So the 5 forces in the southwest and the 5 police and crime commissioners have been working together for the last 4 years to develop a really consistent and choreographed drugs operation across the whole of the southwest. Today is just an example of when they're doing one of their weeks of action and they are taking cannabis off our streets. This is something that I know our communities really care about, sick and tired of, and I really want to thank the people who've reported the things that they'd seen around here. So this one in particular is linked to a national week of action through something called Operation Mille, which is to do with trying to find Albanian cannabis growers, believe it or not. So it's actually completely targeted at those who are doing organised crime, who have a number of places or properties that they may be growing cannabis. If residents recall when we went to Claire's nightclub in Torquay and found that huge cannabis grow there, that was part of the same type of operation a few years ago. So great to see a result, and I think everyone will be delighted that the smell of cannabis will be removed from this street. So I think this is an example that drugs can be anywhere in our community. So like, we are in a quiet street at the moment. People wouldn't normally think that something like this would be happening here. And I think the reality is everyone assumes it's all happening in the towns and cities. Well, this is where they're growing it, and they're then taking it into the towns and cities, or even out of the region. These plants here are actually quite progressed and probably near sale, with less progressed plants further up in the building. So I think for us, most people are surprised that this was happening right next door to them or where they live. But thank you. And if you want to report things that you're concerned about, often it's the antisocial behaviour that will attract the attention of people to make them take more notice. But this one was definitely quiet. And there were just some subtle signs, like the fact that the building was warm and snow melted immediately as it landed and yet stayed on every other roof in the street. So there are some things that you can look out for and report via Crime Stoppers if you want to be completely anonymous.